Okay, so here we are in a nice calcareous fen. You know, taking in the bounty of equisedum that kind of forms the predominant herbaceous layer here. This is absolutely wild to me. No clue what species of equisedum it is offhand, but I can always figure it out, and then you know, put it in the subtitles. Right in front of you there, it's a wonderful little, some would call tway blade. That's Liparis loeselii. Some people call it, you know, Loesel's tway blade. Goes by the name Fen Orchid. Been hunting this one down for a little bit, but I got a good tip on a location to find it, and as you can see, it's right in front of you there. One of the little green guys, it's seemingly occupying the very few little open sections of moss. Not sphagnum moss, worth note. Would be more used to seeing that in a habitat a bit more acidic. So we'll take a few good shots. We're going to walk around here a little bit. There's a couple other beautiful species of orchid I'd love to take the time to show you and cover a little bit more about their general habit. Zooming out a bit, you can see there's all this equisedum I'm talking about. I would be shocked if this is equisedum arvens. I've just, you know, never seen that grow quite to this height. Beautiful forest makeup around. You got some elm, got some hemlock, and wonderful type of habitat. Kind of the antithesis to the more acidic bogs I typically find myself in. So we'll look around. There's a whole bunch of Platanthera, dilatata right in front of me. I'm just going to kind of work my way around. I want to avoid stepping wherever, you know, this Liparis, that's quite diminutive, may be. So we'll check out a few more things while we're here. And right in front of you here, you get one of the real nice species of Platanthera. This is Platanthera dilatata. So this is actually one of the species they got over where we just were. However, it's here in a much greater abundance and much closer for us to get access. You know, they had the nice boardwalk over there, but sometimes you gotta get in the mud, so to speak, to see some of the stuff. So looks like a cool aeroforum was growing here as well, maybe vaginatum, but probably not, because I think that species favors the more acidic stuff. And like I said, there's, you know, quite a basic, you know, calcareous body of water we find ourselves wading through as we observe these beautiful species of orchid. That's what they like, that's what they need. Obviously the habitat here is a stressor for numerous other things to grow in, so that's why you get these thin niches where stuff like these cool equisedum and orchids can habitat. Back where we were, unfortunately, I might not be able to show it to you here. They had Platanthera aquilonis, but we'll probably be seeing that at some point over the next couple of days. I get an idea of where we may run into that again. But Platanthera dilatata, white bog orchid, bog candles, goes by a few names, but you know, you got to get the watershed semantics, you know, down pat. You know what I'm saying? It's just a difficult to grow in, waterlogged habitat, but that's a beautiful orchid. Almost looks like it's got little bird wings. Those what I can only presume are the lateral sepals there. Smells pretty good too. But you know, how tall are these guys getting? Oh, a little fine pubescence on the stem there. Give you a close-up of what the inside of the flower looks like. Yeah, that's nice. Polinia, labellum. No real nectar spur though, huh? Striking white flowers though. That's real beautiful. We're going to go take a look at a Cypripedium reginae in a second here too, but just take that in. That's real swell. Maybe you got some, looks like some Osmunda ferns over there. Let's go see what's going on over there. Huh. Indeed it was. Osmunda regalis. One of my new favorite fern families, Osmundaceae. We're gonna try and work through here and see, because it looks kind of promising over there. The Liparis has been really making its presence known in the areas where the equisedum is a little bit little bit thinner. So we'll go see what's going on over there. But yeah, that's those are the sporophylls of Osmunda regalis, one of the truly ancient lineage of fern right there. One of the base of all, leptosporangiate ferns. So we will go see what's going on over around the corner here. And there you go. We ended up. Our hunch was correct. We came over and we found the Liparis. Got two nice little leaves. I think they usually might just have the two. I could be mistaken there. But the
Excuse me, Ben.
yeah.
Huge population right where I am of reginae.
Down near the outlet, I could see the top of your head.
No, it's near this big dead pine tree.
Okay. Oh, I'll work my way down that way next.
It's glorious.
Yeah, I'm not too sure where that last cyclic got cut off, but I was explaining, the calcareous habit that a lot of these plants, inhabit. It creates a niche for them to not only survive but thrive. You won't find them seemingly anywhere else. Get some real interesting sedges here, including the aerial-form I would have already shown you, and then of course just droves of Platanthera, dilatata, Chelone glabra in the mix. Most of what passes for this mid-story, mostly species of fern, and then again, like I said, hemlock and you got a birch right there, hemlock and elms, kind of rimming the location. We got a good spot where we can go see Cypripedium reginae right now, which I think we can go show you that. Oh, check out what we found! Another species of Platanthera. This one could be aquilonis or huronensis. I'm just now getting myself caught up to speed on the difference between the two. If this has an aroma to it, which I'll be happy to let you know. Give me a second to sniff the thing. No aroma, which leads me to believe that this is indeed Platanthera aquilonis. How fascinating is that? Another cool species, not as showy as dilatata, or definitely not as reginae, but again, this is just another species of Platanthera. I guess this hybridizes somewhat readily with, well, I got cut off there, my battery died. I guess this somewhat regularly can hybridize with Platanthera dilatata and or Platanthera huronensis. Platanthera huronensis, by the way, looks, remarkably similar to the species, but this one, like we said, no aroma, and when I can actually get in there and look at the thing up close, I'm sure I'll note the minute but apparent morphological differences. So add another one to the board there. This is just fantastic habitat. You get a nice little viburnum there too. I'll have to, viburnum or dogwood. I'll have to get some clarification on what exact species this is. Oops. Oh, I messed the whole messed the thing up there. But I'll figure out what species of viburnum and or dogwood that is and get back to you. Something's pokey in here. It's the equisetum. It's kind of prickly. Actually, interestingly enough, the water is surprisingly clear. That's fascinating. So we'll go our merry way right beyond this guy. Take a couple pictures of this dogwood. Oh, okay, this is a real treat. Okay, buckle up. We're gonna get one of these in focus. But there you go. There's a magnificent stand of Cypripedium reginae coming up on the edge of this habitat, because I guess it doesn't love being out in the middle, completely inundated. But sit tight. We're gonna talk about this guy. Covered Liparis, we covered two species of Platanthera, some of the other stuff you got going on. Again, there's that dilatata back there. Absolutely everywhere in this habitat. Let's get this tripod out. There you go. That is Cypripedium reginae right there. This is the showy lady slipper. And this is my, I guess you could say, fourth and final lady slipper I needed to get. I've seen the others all numerous times, but this is one that's eluded me so far. So this is a definite calciphile. It needs this basic you know, typically sedimentary rock. You guys get this, you know, quite commonly, or I don't know if common is the right word, but quite more frequently out like Minnesota. This is actually Minnesota's state wildflower, and they always think that it's the pink lady slipper, which is the state wildflower of New Hampshire, but no, two different species. Cypripedium McCall loves the acidic stuff. Cypripedium reginae, along with many of the other Cypripediums, needs the, you know, the basic calcareous stuff. So as you can see, your morphology here is pretty much what you'd expect for any Cypripedium. I actually should maybe move this back a little bit. This is not a small plant. I mean, these things are growing, you know, 2.5, 3 feet tall in some cases, but you know, you're still dealing with your traditional, you know, lady slipper morphology. You get this bract here, subtending the inflorescence, inferior ovary, as with all orchids, and just this beautiful top dorsal sepal. Fused lateral sepals, although much smaller than the fused lateral sepals you'd see on maybe like a Cypripedium McCall. These are your two lateral petals, these little fairy wings you've got here. And then of course the famous, beautiful blushing labellum. Down in here, this little spot guy, that's the staminode. If you were to peel that back, you would find, you know, that is an anther on each side. Gotta remember, Cypripedioideae. These are, hang on, let me see if I can adjust the focus here. There we go. Cypripedioideae. These guys have anthers. They don't have plenty, and they've got 2 of them instead of just 1. You know, they're kind of weird for that. This is a more basal member of the orchid family. So there's a really good one. Beautiful when still in bud, as you can see down there. Numerous cauline leaves, unlike Cypripedium McCall, which is why Cypripedium McCall has the epithet McCall. And yeah, evidently just likes growing on the edges of these fens. Look at this whole huge patch of them. What a magnificent flower. I think there was, you know, they can range from almost white. There's more behind us here. Some of these are almost white, some of these are quite darkly colored. And the labellum, morphologically, they're more similar to Cypripedium parviflorum. You can get a real good look at that column there on the inside. How about that? Entire thing covered in a very fine pubescence, which comes across nicely in this lighting. And I mean, what else? What else can you honestly say about a habitat like this? Another real cool plant you got growing in here. Oh, you got Cornus canadense down there. That's nice. Take a picture of that. You get some dewberries growing in here. Is you've got this real cool plant right here, GM rivale. This is technically a cinquefoil. I think they call this the water avens, or no, it's avens. So those are actually blooming. You can see those little petals there. Real weird flower. GM, you get a real rare one, GM Peckii up in the White Mountains. I think I've talked about that one before, but just, you know, I'm a little bit overwhelmed here. Just absolutely. Anyway, I'm not sure where I got cut off with all that, but you know, you get the idea. You get this nice, somewhat high elevation, I wouldn't actually say high elevation, you get this nice calcareous fen, rimmed by a number of interesting tree species, a surplus, 4 different really cool orchid species. Who knows what comes up in here later on in the season, and you know, all because nothing else really can grow in this super waterlogged fen. You know, Cypripedium reginae, beautiful plant, one that's hopefully easy for many to appreciate, and just a stunner. Just a stunner. You know, I think we'll leave it at that. We'll probably get a good number of, you know, short videos in over the couple of days that I'm out here in Vermont, hopefully. But yeah, I can't get enough of that plant, man. Great genus. Yeah, I came over here, and then you can see this is where they really like it. They like a little bit of the sun. I saw another Platanthera aquilonis back over there. 4 species. Not bad. Not bad at all. You know, these are really cool habitats. No pitcher plants there. I didn't see any drosera either. I didn't really bother looking much for the drosera. They have that at the other spot. I think that this is a little bit too grown in for the drosera to really get a foothold, but similar enough to where we were. Look at that guy. You know, they want to be seen. Some of these orchids are small and green and diminutive, and some of them are big and showy. Can you believe that that Liparis and that Platanthera aquilonis are in the same family as this different subfamily? All those Platanthera are all in Orchidaceae. And here's a nice little patch right over there. The more you look, the more you see. Are in Platanthera and Orchidaceae. Liparis, I believe, is an epidendroid, Most of those are actually rather showy traditionally, but you know, I think that that's really going to be it for this location. Me and my buddy are going to go over to another spot. Going to see another species of Platanthera in bloom. Hopefully, I'll probably tool around there for a little bit, and then later on today, we'll be looking at a completely different habitat. Later on today or tomorrow, whenever I get around to it. But we'll say goodbye. It's beautiful. Cypripedium, reginae, Platanthera dilatata, Platanthera aquilonis, and Liparis loeselii. It was good to get to know you guys, even though I've already seen Cypripedium reginae before. It doesn't get old. I can assure you that it does not get old. Let's see if we can negotiate our way out of this fen without getting, you know, completely, just absolutely infested with poison ivy. So anyway, hopefully you got something out of that. Again, not just looking at fancy flowers. You gotta learn to appreciate. Oh, there's any swallowtail just went by. Appreciate the fen habitat. It's really something else, guys. I'll tell you. Nice hemlock. No tamaracks in here either. That was the other thing over at that other spot. They have tamarack, which you don't see in here. So there's a few differences. There are a few differences. Anyway, that's literally all I got. Oh, striped maple. Always get to see Acer pennsylvanica right there. Even a white pine. Not doing well, but he's in here. No pitch pine. Too far northwest for the pitch pine. Anyway, we've got another spot to go look at. I'll cut myself off there. Yeah, well, sorry, one last thing. You see Platanthera aquilonis. Not quite as picky on its choice of habitat. There's a couple growing down here in this little mucky thing. We came up from the fen down over there, and Platanthera aquilonis just coming up in this nice little roadside. So it does it a little bit different than not as picky. Got some native honeysuckle over there, Diravella, Linicera. I'm not gonna step over this, even though my legs are already soaked. I'm gonna try and scoop these boots out. But yeah, you could come look on the roadside for a lot of these, especially Spiranthes loves this type of like roadside habitat here. So then there's, you know, one last shot of Platanthera aquilonis. There was one keeled over too. I thought I saw, you know, over there. If you can make that out, he's there. Anyway, I guess you get the equisetum coming up through here too. In any case, we got lots to see, and only, you know, a day and a half or so to see all of it. So I bid you adieu.